Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review for you. So if you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen this mug, but I absolutely adore it. And I'm drinking hot chocolate right now because it's like 40 degrees outside, which is insane, and the wind's blowing really, really hard, so I do apologize if you can hear that. So the two books that I'm going to be reviewing today are The Nethergrim and The Skeleth, and they're both by Matthew Jobin, and this is probably going to be a multiple book series. I'm not quite sure how many there's going to be, but I can tell that there's going to be more. I'd like to start off by talking about The Nethergrim, and I'm not going to hold the book the whole time because I'm lazy. So The Nethergrim follows three main characters, Edmund, Catherine, and Tom. And it's told in their three different perspectives, so it jumps around quite a bit, which is actually kind of refreshing because when I was reading chapters about certain characters, I was kind of wondering what was going on with the other characters, but I found that to be really enjoyable. So this story is a little bit hard to explain, but I'm going to do my best. So where they live, there's this legend about the Nethergrim, which is this evil being pretty much, and the legend says that these group of men destroyed the Nethergrim, and one of those men is actually Catherine's father. So Edmund is basically like our main character. He is very much into magic and he wants to be a wizard, and he finds out that the Nethergrim has actually not been killed. So basically he goes on this quest to hunt down the Nethergrim and destroy it. So that's basically all I can really say about like the synopsis of the book. I don't want to give anything away. The back of the book also mentions that Edmund's brother is taken by the Nethergrim, which is one of the main reasons why he goes after the Nethergrim. Now, I really liked the first book. I ended up giving it 4 out of 5 stars. I thought that the writing was done very, very well, and a lot of the descriptive writing was very beautiful and well put together. I was able to kind of envision the world fairly easily, and I'm not very good at doing that, so that was really refreshing for me to be able to do that without struggling. And I really did love all of the characters, even though they all had their moments. You know, each one had a different personality, so certain things would happen to them and they would react in certain ways, and some of the times I didn't agree with the way that they reacted, but overall I really enjoyed the characters. I really didn't see the need to add another book to it. I thought that it was a pretty good ending. I didn't really understand why we were going into another book because it ended so well. So if this book seems like something that you would be interested in, you could always just read the first book and not necessarily read the second one, because you don't really have to in order to get the ending that you want. So the second book, The Skeleth, I did not enjoy quite as much as the first one. The characters didn't really grow too much. They kind of stayed in this like immature phase. They never really grew out of that. It actually seems like it got a little bit worse, especially with Edmund. You don't hear as much from Edmund either in the second book as we do in the first, which I thought was a bit odd. But when we do read about Edmund, he's very immature and kind of annoying. So he's probably, in the second book, my least favorite character. He kind of got on my nerves a little bit. But basically, the second book picks up where the last book left off. I can't really tell you too much about it because it'll give things away, but I mean, it was still enjoyable. I still really liked it. I just thought that it was a little bit disappointing in comparison to the first book. I still really enjoyed reading about Catherine and Tom. I don't think that their characters really went in the direction that I wanted them to, but overall I think that it was a pretty decent read, and I ended up giving it 3 out of 5 stars. I personally probably won't be picking up the next book whenever it's published unless someone sends it to me as an ARC or something like that. I am interested in it, but I'm not really interested in it enough to go out and buy it. However, I really do recommend these books, especially if you're new to fantasy and you kind of want to like get a little taste of what fantasy is like. Seems like it's a bit more mild than some of the other fantasy books. Now, I could be wrong because I don't read a lot of fantasy, but from this book and my understanding of it, it seems like it's a little bit easier to comprehend. and it also seems like it's kind of directed towards a younger audience. So that's basically it for my review, you guys. I do recommend both of the books, but it kind of depends on your taste in books and what you like to read and what you don't like to read. If you're not into fantasy, it's kind of leaning more towards a middle grade fantasy, then I wouldn't recommend this book because that's basically what it is. But if you're really into that, I think that you will enjoy it, at least the first book. You could probably give it a shot, and then you might even want to continue on to the second book. I know that there are some people that got both books for review, and they actually ended up loving both of the books. So you never know, to each his own. You may like it more than me. I'll put links in the description below to where you can buy these books. The Skeleth just came out on the 10th, and the Nethergrim has been out for a little while. I'm not exactly sure when it was published, but I will put links down in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. If you have read them, please let me know your thoughts in the comments below so we can discuss, because I'm kind of interested in what people thought of the Skeleth, because I kind of have mixed feelings about it. So let me know in the comments below if you've read either of these books, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!